Hey, good morning. What a special day this is, man. The guys are inside, they're just chowing down. I mean, pancakes are flying and eggs and bacon is just disappearing. I almost had to put 2 guards. Scotty Mack was gonna be like our guard guy on the bacon tin, you know what I mean? Guys are really loading up because they know what's coming. Today's the day we're going up there. We're hiking up to a lake. I call it Grayling Lake, man. There's a special fish up there called a grayling. It is a grueling hike. And the guys are pumped, but in talking with them, they're also nervous because this thing, on this hike, you literally, in 1 mile, you gain 1,000 feet of elevation. I'm not talking hiking like this, brother. I'm talking hiking like this. It's going to be quite a challenge.
My name is Larry Pleasure, from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Personally, I'm the youngest of 9 children in a farming community. I have 3 children of my own, all grown, married. I have a daughter in Grand Rapids with me who has twin 9-year-olds, the love of my life. I have a son who's in the Marine Corps. He's been in the Marine Corps for 10 years. He's an officer, a career boy, and he has a 3-year-old daughter and a 4-month-old daughter. And I have a son in Denver, Colorado, who coaches basketball at Colorado Christian University, men's basketball coach. He has a 3-year-old daughter and 1 on the way. So I have 5 granddaughters and a 6th granddaughter on the way. So I'm starting my own legacy. Professionally, I've been in education all my life. For the last 27 years, I've been principal of a Christian high school in Grand Rapids, Michigan, about 800 students. And God spoke to my heart 2 years ago. I turned 60. I'd been a principal for 27 years, and He was speaking to me about making an impact on a bigger stage. So I wrestled with that for some time, prayed about it, talked with my wife about it. She encouraged me to follow my heart. And so I turned in my resignation to my school board in December of that year and indicated to them I was leaving. My friends in the world would say to me, "You're out of your mind. You only have a few years left to retirement. You have a great job, a great salary, benefits, pension, all this stuff. What are you doing?" My answer was, I'm following God's call and I'm following my heart. My mantra is, God's not finished with me yet. I will finish strong. And so that's my goal, is to pour into not only the next generation, but make an impact on a bigger stage. The hike itself is maybe only about a mile and a quarter, but we're going to go up about 1,000 feet in elevation, from about 6,500 feet to 7,500 feet. But when you get to the precipice and you see that lake and you've accomplished the hike, it's a tremendous feeling. It's a challenge, but it's worth the attempt. It's going to be great.
I just want to share with you, kind of the theme of the day is never give up. It's never give up, all right? And there's just so many things, guys. We've talked about it since we got here. There's a lot of things that'll challenge a man, whether he's young or he's older. But you got to decide, I will never give up. Now, that doesn't mean we don't change course sometimes and we don't, come up with a plan B. But I'm talking about when you're faced with adversity, don't be that guy that goes, "Oh, it just got too hard, I quit." If you've got a better option, if you've got a better direction to go in, that's fine. But when it comes to just generally, I'm going to lay down here in the dirt and sit here and do nothing, no. All right? And what's kind of cool is I can hear some rain on the roof right now. So we're probably going to get wet on the mountain, guys. Can we handle that? Yeah. We can hang with that, okay? We've had our survival training. We've been prepared. We don't know what we're going to run into. But how are we going to react to adversity? I'm saying that the way we want to be thinking today is never give up. Quick scripture here. The Apostle Paul, we've been talking about him. He was writing here in the book of the Philippians, and he says this. He says, I press on to take hold of that for which Christ Jesus took hold of me. Brothers, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus, and all of us who are mature should take such a view of things. There's any number of interesting twists to that message, but for us, in the context of where we're headed today, guys, it's this. If you stumble, if you skin your knee, if you get scared, because we got to cross some rock slides and stuff like that, all right? You're going to make it through that. And then what you got to do is you got to forget it. We're going to forget what's behind, and we're going to press on to the goal. Forget what's behind and press on to the goal. And now, guys, in the context of our lives right now, some of us have been through some rough stuff. And today is the day when you get to the top of that mountain. If there's been something that you've been holding on to or has been holding on to you, today is the day I want you to just drop it right there. Forget about it. And we're going to press on to the real goal. And that's our calling in Jesus Christ. It's taking care of the next generation and also helping that previous generation on their way home. Can we do it? Yeah. Let's get to the mountain. Let's go.
What's going on today? You know, this is like a cherry topping on the icing on the cake or sugar or something, because
man, we don't do hikes, huh? Hiking to me is going down to the store. That's what a hike is. This is not a hike. This is a journey that I probably shouldn't be on.
Quitting is not an option because I'm not a quitter. So I'm gonna listen to some music on the way up. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Charles can do it. I know what he's made out of. He's an Iron Man, ready to roll.
I've got stuck on a couple steps before, but I knew I was gonna quit.
This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a challenge. I've never done any hiking until I got here to man camp this week.
Just means that sometimes you can be still, you know, and kind of let God give you some air, and then he'll tell you when to move the next move. And I'm just gonna trust God today.
We gathered the guys around and I said, look, if you don't feel good about this hike, it's okay. It's fine. It's no big deal. But I had to be honest with them. I said, guys, you can die on this hike. You can die on this hike. There's a rock slide area that, man, if you take one misstep, you're dead. It's just that simple. And I didn't say it to scare them, but I want men to know what's ahead. And I looked around the group and there was only one guy that was just a little bit shaky, and it was my beloved brother, Charles. Now, Charles has had some operations on his leg. He's a big man and he was a little bit unsure, but nobody goaded him, nobody pushed him. They just said, if you want to go, we're going to help you get to the top. Now, what I did say the night before to Charles, because we gave him a little foreshadowing of what was to come, I said, buddy, just go pray about it. Don't listen to anybody. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, don't do it, it wouldn't be good for your health. Don't listen to somebody go rah, rah. I said, man, just go talk to God. Just go talk to God. And just before he gave me his answer, I said, did you pray? Charles said, yes, I did. And I watched this big smile come on his face, man, and his eyes got all twinkly. He said, I'm going.
Take some time to lift your eyes up. We're going to hit some spots that are spectacular scenery. Lift your eyes up, enjoy the journey. When we get to those dangerous spots, I'm going to stop so that we're together. I'm going to take the lead. Mr. McTiernan is in the rear, and Mr. Turner is in the middle. And we do that on purpose, so that if someone is struggling or they're in trouble, we do what we call we yell up. So we can connect with the next group, and we'll stop, and we'll take care of what we have to take care of, help the person who needs help, and then we'll continue. Make sense? People of mediocre ability sometimes have outstanding success for one reason: they don't quit. Okay? But we're here to help each other. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready.
Let's go.
I went over and over and over and over and over in my mind about the mountain. Going up the mountain, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it because I was nervous. I haven't been active in sports since high school. It's been 5 years since I've been out of high school. I get out of breath walking from here to the breakfast room. So I'm going to go up and climb this mountain, the 1,000 feet elevation in 1 mile. I ain't want to do that. If you guys would have left me, I wouldn't have had any reason to go up anymore. Because at that point, I knew that somebody loved me enough to stay there to make sure I was okay. And, you know, it took a while. It took a long time for me to get up there. But I wasn't the last one. But it wasn't a race. Yeah. This experience was very, very tiring. I'm not going to even lie. But, the race is not given to the swift or the strong, but those who endure to the end. So that's what was in my mind all the way up here. And that's what everybody did. We all endured to the end.
My God! Clouds is up here, just made it!
It's just moving through. It's just moving through.
Woo!
Yeah!
Awesome. High five it, baby. That's awesome right there, boy.
Yeah, dude. I went up to the mountain over the clouds where the sky was blue, sky was blue, sky was blue, and I could see all around me everywhere.
Gang, I'm so proud of you. You've used every bit of your skill. You guys have done a great job getting up here. I hope you're seeing the accomplishment. I'm hoping you see the value of not giving up and going to the finish, because once you're here, there's nothing like it. I can tell by the enthusiasm, your hoo-ahs, and how you're enjoying the fire and each other, how that is really brought out by the fact that we've conquered what was ahead of us right here. That's today. Yep, that is. It's a great day. That's right. So let's catch a grayling, huh?
Yeah. All right. Tap on 3, bring it in. Over 5, bring it in, bring it in. Tap on 3. Let's take it to the locker room, man. Tap on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, buddy. So you can use. I got an extra rod for you. All right. What do you want to go with? You want a nymph it or streamer or dry fly or whatever?
Dude, I have no idea. Whatever you could tie a stick to it, and you could tell me that's what we need to use. So that's.
You're a Comanche. You're a man of the land.
Yeah, but I'm not a fly fishing Comanche though. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna go with a nymph, and we'll
Okay.
just see what happens. All right.
All right.
A nymph is this cool little thing right here. It's a sub-adult bug. I mean, everything with fly fishing is really just fishing with bugs. This is a sub-adult, like he's just kind of coming out of the muck and he's coming up, and he wants to live life to the fullest, and some grayling is going to cut it short.
That's cool.
And then you're going to catch him and we're going to eat him.
You beast! You beast! Wow.
Oh, sorry.
Is
Iridescent.
that one of the things that make you unique, Ryan?
Absolutely. The most unique. And I'm just reviving him right now.
Echo!
Isn't it special? It's iridescent, man. It's iridescent.
That is crazy.
Nice. See how that worked?
I want to go over to the fire and see what they taste like. This is the first grayling I've ever caught. Now I want to go see what they taste like.
It's gonna been sweet.
Wow.
Good job, Charles.
It was so cool because, to tell you the truth, I could have ran up the mountain. I could have, and it wouldn't have been a problem even coming down, you know, just taking my time. But something happened in me when I slowed down, when I actually wanted to stick it out. Man, I tell you what, it actually did something to me to never give up on people. You know what I mean? And I've given up on people I've trained. I've given up on people my friends, and I've given up on things. And something in me actually changed where I was actually excited to slow down. Just to soak it in and to just never give up on people. And you know, I learned something about you, brother. You got a heart of gold. We try to get you to stop saying a couple times to save your breath and stuff, but you know, it showed me your true worship. It showed me your love. It showed me a little bit of who you were, and it was great for me to see that. It was awesome for me. It really was, and it made me not want to give up on people.
Every man is gifted by God in some way. Charles is gifted with song. That man was created to sing. And it's a way that I've noticed he expresses himself. At times he'll just break out if he's happy with song, and if he's kind of unsure what's going on, he gets very, very quiet. Well, man, when he crested that summit and saw that lake, he broke into song. Everything in him just exploded. And he sang this beautiful song up there, man. And I just watched this young guy just grow into this awesome man of God. And he knows from now on that no matter what the challenge is, if he's with his buddies, if he's trusting God, if he prays beforehand, he can do it. This ministry is a total team effort, and you can be part of that team. Perhaps you've got a location, a ranch or a retreat center with lots of outdoor activities where we could shoot our next series. Perhaps you could be a sponsor for one episode of the entire series, or you could even be on the show. If you want to help us to produce high-quality Christian television, build strong families and great dads, please go to our website. Thank you. Before I came to Montana Man Camp, I wanted a really cool hat. I wanted a white hat that fit me just right, and I found one, man. I bought this baby, put it on. Oh, it felt so good. So we're driving up to the mountain to start our hike. And I'm driving, I'm trying to be careful not to run us off the side of the mountain here, and I hear this beautiful booming voice from the back. Brian, dude, I love that hat. I said, all right, I know what I gotta do now. So I took off my beautiful white hat that I loved, and I gave it to Charles. I said, go baby, go. So he put it on, it fit him just very, very well. So he carried the hat up the mountain on his head. After such a crazy, wonderful day, we make it back down, we come in here, we just eat. Guys are so hungry, man, spaghetti's just flying everywhere. And Charles is still wearing my hat. And after dinner, he takes off with it. And I had this little plan. So I said, Brian Pruitt, come here, man. I said, go down and find Charles. I think he's showering up right now. I said, go steal my hat back. And Brian's looking at me like, Papa, why? Don't ask questions, go get me my hat. So Pruitt goes down there, he's in the stealth mode, man, steals my hat back, brings it up here, and what we did, guys, we got a pen, permanent pen, and I had every man sign the hat. Every man signed the hat because I wanted it to be a real memento of that incredible achievement that Charles had that day. What an awesome experience, right? Wasn't that something? How many of you guys have never done something like that before? Headed up to a high mountain camp and all that good stuff? Oh my goodness. What a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. What was our theme today that we were thinking about as we were headed up that wild and crazy trail?
Never give up.
Never give up. Never give up. And who did we talk about this morning? Somebody from Scripture. The Apostle Paul. And he said, you know, after everything he'd been through, now think about what he had been through. Shipwrecked, hit with stones, beaten with rods, left for dead, and yet one of the things he's communicating before he checks out of here is, hey, I'm going to forget about that stuff. I'm just anything behind me, I'm forgetting. Victories, defeats, doesn't matter. I forget that, and I'm pressing on to the high calling. Isn't that something? And we pressed on today, man. We got to kind of walk it out, literally walk it out, and we had a goal, and we achieved it. Every man achieved that goal. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Give yourselves a hand for that. That was just, whew, what an awesome deal. I want a couple of you just to talk to me a little bit. We'll start over here. Jody, how'd you feel, man, going up? What were some basic thoughts when you were going up there?
Beautiful scenery, I mean, for one. Yeah, I was just excited to be able to spend time with a bunch of new lifelong friends. I mean, that was just awesome. And, you know, just the goal to actually get there and to dip my feet in the water was, you know, it was a good goal. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was glad to be sure-footed.
What I find interesting is when Jody Bass says, dip my feet, what it really means is take his shoes off, stand on a rock, and do a backflip into an icy mountain lake. I'm just, you know, it's terminology. Now, maybe it's generational. I don't know. Mr. Pruitt.
I just thought it was awesome. I've never done anything like that before. This will definitely go down as a very memorable moment in my life. And just the camaraderie you can feel at the top of the hill. It's been a long time since I felt that type of camaraderie, probably since I've left football, you know, and to build something with a group of men like that so quickly. And we've been talking about mentoring, you know, throughout the week, and what was neat was to have older gentlemen share tidbits with some of us younger guys on how to make it up that hill. Things that just made the journey a little bit safer and easier for us. And what was cool is it helped us physically, but that's the same thing that happens in life when one generation shares wisdom with the next.
I've never done anything like that before, and what was cool for me is I got to do it for the first time with my son.
Yeah, man.
Long memories that I'll have. I'm not sure about him, but no, it was just a terrific time to be able to do that with your son, with just some great men who you could have conversation with the whole way up and the whole way down. And man, we could have stayed there all day and fished.
Yes, we could have.
I mean, that was beautiful.
Yeah, buddy. Awesome, awesome. Kind of neat, Brian, going back to your point, who won as we were headed to the top? Who won?
I did.
We all did.
We all did. It doesn't matter. That's that trick question, brother. I set you up. Sorry. Listen, what's cool is it wasn't a competition. And when men come together, we kind of get all, the neck swells up and all that stuff. But when you get godly men together, I didn't see any competition. What I saw was men helping men. That's the difference between a godly man and an average man. The average man's got to win. I got to get to the top first. It didn't matter. Lake wasn't going anywhere. So what happened was we helped each other. We loved on each other, got each other up there, and then we had a ball, man. Caught some fish, enjoyed the weather, got slammed by a storm. When we now that's interesting if you think about it. We reached the crest. We reached our goal. It's like, yay, and then blam. we get rained on and hailed on. It's like, wait a minute, I thought we were supposed to hear like bands playing. But we hung in there. We hung together. We huddled by the fire. We dried our stuff out, and then God said, storm went away, sun came out, and we just enjoyed ourselves, all right? Now, here's the deal. Yesterday, we had a little discussion with y'all, just said, hey, who wants to go up? Is there anybody that's not quite sure? Now, there was one gentleman that wasn't quite sure if he wanted to go or didn't want to go. He didn't want to go, didn't want to go. So I counseled him in wise terms. I said, go pray. Go pray. That's all I said. Go pray. And let's see if that makes any sense. And that man this morning showed up down there at the breakfast table, and I looked at him and he had this little gleam in his eye. It was really cool. I said, you got your answer? And he said, I'm going. I'm going. And that was my man Charles right there. Woo! Now, I was really excited that he was going. And, you know, he was all geared up. He was ready to go, man. He looked like something out of LL Bean catalog. If LL Bean did hip hop, I'm saying, you know, it's kind of a crossover thing. And I had all my gear and I'm ready to go, man. I got my shades, I got my hat, I got everything, and I'm ready to go. And the brother says, man, I like that hat. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He wore my hat to the summit. I didn't have no hat. It took him all the way. Brother, you did it. I got a little something for you. Every man signed this for you. Come here. Every man signed this for you. So, young man, I want to present you this hat signed by all the men of Montana Man Camp as a reminder. Oh yeah, Thor's there. Check this one out. You got one in Chinese, brother. Woo! Yeah. You have that translated. I'm not sure what it'll tell you, but that's Shimon. He said, yeah.
Michael Jackson thing.
Isn't that beautiful?
Thank you guys.
Isn't that beautiful? So there you go, man. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, man. Listen, we're tired, guys. You guys have worked so hard. You prepared for this. We listened to Scotty Mack. We listened to John Patton about how do you get ready, how do you protect yourself in a survival situation. Everybody passed with flying colors. I'm going to leave you with this thought. When faced with challenges, as a man of God, never give up, never give in, and always believe. Let's go get some rest.
Feels like rivers have flooded from my eyes as I'm changed into a better man. I look up to the stars and know it's time to head back east. All the